Yo, what is up everyone? Anime Mafia here from another video. And today, we're covering another part of a certain Misfortunate Soul. And the arc I'm covering is finally the long-awaited Index arc. So without further ado, let's get into this. Shut. A loud voice was heard. Why? What did I do to deserve this? A spiky-haired boy's desperate cries filled the moonlit sky as he dashed through a multitude of back alleys. This boy's name was our misfortunate soul, Kamijo Toma. He risked a glance over his shoulder. Why? Because there were 8 of them. Toma then thinks to himself, what would Black Star GG do? I am the almighty Black Star, warrior god. If you don't worship me, die. Yeah, that would be something Black Star would say and do. Toma then said, well, if you can't run away from them, fight them. Toma then stopped running. Well, I could do use with the exercise before my meal. Toma then stopped running. As the goons surrounded him, Toma then said, well, let's see if I can hold back a little. What did you say, punk? The goon said. Toma then took a similar stance to G Kundo's on guard stance. Toma then said, after the incident, Black Star immediately forced me to learn martial arts. I was surprisingly good at it. Soul Force! Toma screamed out at one of the goons, an offensive way of using the soul. Toma then sidekicked the other goon and kneed the other one in the nose. 2 down, 6 to go. Toma then punched the other delinquent in the face and kicked the other one in the balls. Judo threw the one to his left and headbutted the other one in front of him. 2 more left. How should I end this? Toma then elbowed the one in the back of the head and gave a flurry of punches to the last one. Toma said, and as he closed his eyes, man, this just keeps getting worse and worse for this Kamijo-san, right? Toma had said. Toma decided to go to the vending machine. Now, what drink should I choose? Toma saw how much money he had, bought himself for his boss coffee and curry. Well, this isn't gonna drink itself. Flashback. Toma was originally going to sit down reading Charisma Justice X, one of his favorite mangas. Then he saw some delinquents trying to hit on a girl who was pretty powerful in Toma's standards. Her soul was very strong. She was emitting an irritation. I was saving them the trouble, and then she got irritated at something I said. Toma was walking into the bridge with no lights. It was the same girl from the restaurant. She stood 5 meters away from him. And the next thing you're going to bring me is a first-ranked level 5 next? Toma sighed. Can I help you, Miss Makoto Misaka? You finally remembered my name? What, you don't like Bug Zapper? Not a cute enough nickname for you. You Toki Wadai people have high standards? Or is it just you? What's that supposed to mean? Misaka said, as she slightly got annoyed at Toma's comment. Are you still mad at me? Because of my bad acting? I don't recall doing anything to make you so obsessed with me. I just can't allow anyone to be stronger than me. That's my reason. Although, I'm just the weakest level 0, so what do I know? Look, I'd like to get back to my dorm and then get a nice, comfy-ass bed. Toma then crushed his can of his favorite brand of coffee, after finishing the drink, and proceeded to drink some of his canned curry. Man, this curry hits the spot. Anyways, see you later, Zapper. Toma was walking in the opposite direction. Hey, idiot! Have you heard of a railgun? Misaka had said. Why do I have a bad feeling about what's going to happen next? Misaka then shot a 500 yen coin at him, with the curry being in his right hand. The rest of his curry was eviscerated. Bruh, Toma had said. Rotten luck, my curry! You could have at least let me finish that before you killed it. What is with me meeting cute girls wanting to attempt to kill me? Seriously. Wouldn't like get a female interaction without getting punched in the face, insulted, and all the other horrible anime tropes. Whatever, I'll just buy another one on the way. Kamijo then said, my spidey senses are tingling. Misaka then shot an electric spear at him. Toma blocked with his right hand. What a drag, Beady-Beady-san. How are you completely unhurt from that? Misaka had said. Toma then grinned slightly. You know, you remind me of someone I know, just a lot more brattier. Is it just me, or does she sound a lot like Black Star, just a lot more childish and feminine? The lightning strike indeed connected Toma with illusion killing, misfortune giving, harem creating, gender equalizing, right hand, the Imagine Breaker. Toma then said jokingly, Man, I thought I could have died there, thought Toma. Even with a right hand that could negate science, weapons, and magic, Toma sighed and looked like I should at least give her what she wants. Toma then clenched his fists, getting into a fighting stance. Fine. I'll fight you. Misaka smiled as she was getting into the fight she wanted. Toma then sprinting at Misaka threw a punch at her, but pulled back at the last minute. He then takes Misaka's hand, negating her powers. What? What? Misaka muttered. Toma then swiped her legs. Good. Now I can use my special move, Toma said. Toma saw Misaka's skirt and took her shorts and panties. Toma then said, Biri, you need a hand? Misaka then said she blinked for only a couple of seconds, and she was on the ground. Misaka then felt something was off. Hey, idiot! We're not done here yet. Yeah, I don't fight penniless middle schoolers, so not interested, Toma had said. Toma then grinned as he walked away. Misaka then said, What are you talking about? I obviously have my panties. Misaka then looks under her skirt. Ah! Misaka screamed. Her panties and shorts were gone. You son of a... Toma was laughing. Biri, where's your panties? You couldn't hold on to your panties for a second? You pervert! Misaka screamed out as Toma then said, Check the ocean, they might be there. Good night! Toma said as Misaka was looking for his shorts and panties for the whole entire night. She caused a power outage in that district. July 20th. Toma woke up as, Was it worth a power outage, Barry? He screamed out. Damn, my rotten luck. The sun was laughing as Toma got out of his bed. I want to go back to bed. My life sucks. Toma then wants to climb back into his bed until he gets a call from his teacher, Kamoe Tsukuyomi. Toma was about to throw his phone off the roof. Toma was pissed. Grrr. Toma was about to put a hole in the wall until he realized it was not worth it. Toma sighed. I normally don't smoke until later, but now I'm pissed. Toma took out his lighter and a brand of cigarettes. He'd gotten into the habit due to Stein after a certain incident he had, the tobacco and nicotine removed from them, so his lungs and teeth were healthy. Toma lit a cigarette out, thinking about his parents, wondering if he was even related to them as his father won 100,000 yen in a lottery. His mother had won so many vending machine roulette games, it was ridiculous, not to mention his uncle Sol and many others in his life. I'm wondering if God is playing cruel tricks on me. If that's the case, I would have been knocking on death's door by now. At times he wondered if he even was blood related to them, but he couldn't enter the air of the throne route without activating the little sister route. Kamijo throws off his shirt, and we immediately see a scar on his back. Toma puts on his summer school uniform. You know what? I'll just air my futon. No use crying about it if all my tears have been shed. Toma took out another cigarette and lit it. While airing out his futon, he saw a girl in a nut outfit muttering something. Food in an unknown language. Food. How many times do I have to tell you I'm hungry? What? Toma's cigarette fell out of his mouth as he was perplexed. What the hell is that? Either I'm dreaming or Stein put cocaine in these cigarettes. Toma steps on a yakisoba, but as he then said, Right. Beery caused a power outage. Well, maybe if I feed this to her, she'll fuck off. Toma feeds her his spoiled yakisoba bun, and then she bites into it. Choma's day starts out with a scream. Fuck! Toma and Nix were now sitting down. About to pull out a gun. Toma pushed Tsuchimikado out the way just in time for him to be cut instead of Masaharu. End of flashback. Toma then said while Index is eating the bowl, I would have called her crazy, but magic does exist, huh? Toma then looked at Index, so they're chasing after you, huh, magic? Huh. Magic, well, I would say I wouldn't believe, but I wouldn't believe you, but we live in a world where there's science, souls, and witches. So it is possible. Wait. Toma said, can you use magic? Index shook her head. No, I can't, but my clothes. They have magical properties. My right hand can negate the supernatural, so let's see if it will negate it. You have powers, I find that hard. I find that hard to believe. Someone said, oh yeah? We'll see about that, you white-haired nun. I'm like, Toman untouched Index's robe, the walking churches and canon. Index, see? Your power doesn't work. 1 second later, Index's walking church exploded. Toma caught her hooked, naked, hook, line, and sinker. Eh, well that's just some lazy-ass fan service. Huh? Kamachi! Index then bit him. Ow! Toma then said, Toma chop! A simultaneous exchange. A few minutes later, Index had fixed her nun robe with safety pins. You're actually going to wear that, huh? Toma said. You're one odd nun and I respect that. Toma's alarm hit as he... Toma's alarm had hit, as he had to go to his supplementary classes. Well, Index Chan, as much as I'd love to stay and talk to you about the magic of balls, if you're going to stay, I'll leave the key. Index then said, no, that's fine, I'll leave. You wouldn't want your dorm to be on fire or blown up, right? Toma then said. What the hell is this, foreshadowing? Toma screamed at no one in particular. Toma, while walking, then stepped on his phone. Rotten luck, Toma had said. So it seems the misfortunate soul, Toma cried, anime tears. I'd say that was clumsy is not misfortune, said Index with a slight grin on her face. Who the hell you're calling clumsy? Toma said, pointing his finger at her. Although you wouldn't want to hear it, if this imaginary of yours truly exists, then it must be negating God's blessings on humanity, and the red string of fate. Index had said. Toma's face contorted a bit, as he quickly had a sad smile as he looked at his right hand, with jagged scarring on it. The X-shaped scar on his wrist in particular. We now enter a flashback sequence. Young Toma and Motoharu Tsuchimikata were in a hospital. Why? Toma couldn't dodge in the time. He closed his eyes, but he was not prepared to meet his fate. But then he heard coughing. Kami, what's with that poor face? Motoharu said with his shit-eating grin. Why would you do that, Motoharu? The kid, Kamijo said. My body moved on its own. Besides, ain't it a weapons job to look out for your meister? Motoharu then said, whatever energy he had left, said, Genbu! Byaku! Suzaku! Seiru! Get to work, you bastards! You guys don't pay rent-free around here! Eat this, you son of a bitch! Shikigami pistol! Motoharu pushed Toma as the magician was in his range of a Shikigami pistol. Motoharu was coughing blood as he was glowing. A bright light gas was aimed for the magician, as he was nearly killed. Motoharu was on the ground covered in his own blood. The magician was coughing as he was saying something. The magician then said, I couldn't get rid of Imagine Breaker. Huh? As he eerily smiled. I couldn't take back the Imagine Breaker owned by a boy. Well, listen well, lead wielder of Imagine Breaker. That right hand of yours will bring you nothing but misfortune. Imagine Breaker? What is it? Toma then said. That's the name of the power in your right hand, you foolish Japanese boy. Fortunately, I wish you didn't get it because I just wanted to remove you from Master's plan, or whatever hell he could possibly be planning. Unfortunately, well, I was trying to save you, but oh well. I will enjoy watching that Imagine Breaker bring you nothing but pain and misfortune amongst yourself and others. The magician took his last breath there. Now to present young Toma. Toma was looking at his right hand and his best friend was in critical condition. Toma looked at his right hand, his mind. Imagine Breaker. It will bring you nothing but pain and misfortune. It was echoing in Toma's mind. At his right hand and said, if it wasn't for you, Motoharu wouldn't be in critical condition. My friend would have almost died. My partner would have almost died. I almost died twice. Toma took a sharp object and cut his wrist. To most, it would have seemed like it was a failed suicide attempt. If I get rid of this right hand, fine, it'll be over, right? Toma said while starting to cry. My misfortune, my suffering, their suffering. Toma was stabbing his right hand till no end. He made a jagged X-shaped scar on his wrist. Die, Imagine Breaker! Die, 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 die! Toma screamed his right hand. Tsuchimikado awoke and saw his Meister stabbing himself hysterically. He was crying. Motoharu caught the knife as he saw for the first time a crying Toma Kamito. He looks like shit. What are you doing, you idiot? As Motoharu took the knife out of his hands. His right hand was covered in his blood. Toma looked at Motoharu. Why? Why are you stopping me? Let me get rid of my right hand. No, you idiot. Motoharu headbutted Toma. Toma nursed his head as he then looked at Motoharu as if he had 3 heads. Toma then said, why? Didn't you listen to that magician? Imagine Breaker is the reason for my misfortune. So? So what if it is? You have no reason trying to kill yourself for it. You want to know what happened before I met you, Motoharu? As Toma lifted his shirt, Motoharu saw a scar on Toma's upper back, to his right. It looked like a failed attempt to cleave him in two. You see? That's what happened when a man in debt tried to kill me. You see that? They're right. Everyone is. I'm a god of pestilence, a harbinger of everyone's misfortune. I'm just a certain misfortunate soul you just met one day. Motoharu had grit his teeth, as this was the first time he saw his Meister in a state like this. He was truly broken. Motoharu hugged his Meister. As he said this, misfortune or not, you are my Meister. I accept that. I accept that you have misfortune. So what? Toma. Motoharu called Toma by his first name. Does it really matter? Does it really matter if you have misfortune? Who cares? You're my friend. I don't care if you have bad luck or not. Besides, that face of yours, Kami, it doesn't suit the hero of this story, right? Motoharu cried. Motoharu grinned a bit. Toma began to cry in his friend's arms. End of flashback. Toma looked at the scars on his right hand, negating God's blessings in the red string of fate. Index, then said, you tore my knocking church to pieces. Sorry about that, Index-chan, but it removed a tracking device on it, right? Index then explained that it was a Pope-class barrier. They'll probably know. If someone is actually after you, don't worry, I'll take refuge in a church. A church? We have churches in Japan? Yeah, there are a few. Index then gave Toma a smile. Then, will you follow me to the depths of hell? Toma then said. Well, Index then said. It wouldn't be a reason to let her go, but... Toma looked at Index for a bit and saw a younger version of himself for an instant. Index had used heartbreaking words to tell him not to chase after her. The depths of hell? Toma looked at his right. Scar was throbbing a bit. Then I'll just have to drag you out of it, Toma then said with a determined grin on his face. And that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this part of the video. Here's a bit of a preview for the next. Man, what a drag. I have to fight another magician and a piss-poor excuse of a beer middle school. Hey, Isuka said. Someone said, ad hominem, hun. At the start of my summer vacation, Motoharu or Satin-chan isn't with me? Just screw me already. Anyway, find out next time on Certain Misfortunate Soul, Part 3. A fiery start for a vacation for this misfortunate soul. When science, souls, and magic cross paths, a story is born.